Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jake the Fate, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to install the secret hidden pickups. On a recent video that I did on how to install a secret neck pickup, I got a comment from one of my subscribers. He wanted to add a single coil middle pickup, and it gave me the idea of what if I did both of them under the pick guard. So I'm going to be doing this in a weird, different way, not a traditional kind of way. So I'm going to take you guys to the workbench and I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to be doing this. Then I'm going to give you guys a quick little demo of how the guitar sounds, and then I'm going to give you guys my final thoughts on this modification. All right, so the materials that I'm going to be using is this pick guard that obviously is all blank. And I got this off of Amazon. It's this brand, Musically. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen some of this stuff on Amazon. That's like 12 bucks, pretty cheap. And I only got it because I wanted nothing on it so I can actually work on it. So it's just perfect. And you're going to obviously need your pickups that you're going to be using. I'm going to be using the Seymour Duncan Mayhem Distortion set, because they have some pretty good high output. And I did with that Telecaster, I needed something with high output. So I was gonna do like EMGs because you do have that preamp, but I figured, you know, I don't wanna go through that whole battery thing, which you guys could obviously do if you guys wanna put EMGs in it. That'll be perfect. But yeah, so you're gonna need your pickups, you're gonna need this. And you can obviously put your volume or tone or three-way selector switch, whatever you guys wanna put. But I'm just gonna do something really weird, and I wanted to just try this thing, right? I got these little mini toggle switches from Amazon, and I made the mistake of getting, so if you're going to be doing this the way that I'm going to be doing it, you're going to need an on single pull double throw. Single being, you know, it's just this. The double pull double throw is one of these, but you know, having it single is fine. But I made the mistake of getting it in Momentary, so it just jumps right back up. And I was like, damn it. So if you guys go through that same mistake, you know, there's always a way to figure things out. So obviously with these switches, you can easily just pop these things open if you guys want to just do this, because I honestly was like, I'm not going to wait. What you guys have in here, it's just this, and you know, that's pretty basic. This right here is what you guys really need to pay attention to. But this little arc right here, this is what you guys need to flatten out. So what you guys want to do, a simple solution is just flatten this thing out. You know, not super like crazy, but you just flatten this out. That, because all you're gonna really need is for this to touch each pin that's on here. So the reason why it's Momentary is because of that little arc that it had. You know, it kind of like jumps on it, and this little plastic thing just like goes on it, and it kind of like bounces back. So a quick solution is just clip off a little bit of the edge, not too much, don't go too far, because if it's too short, it's not going to touch the pin inside there, and that's what you need for this to touch, to make contact with that pin. So once you got that ready, put this right back inside, and that looks pretty decent. You know, it needs to be flat so it actually, you know, goes into it. And you just put this right back on, pop this back in, make sure it's centered. And there you go. Easy solution right there. So, or you can just freaking, you know, order it. I just didn't want to wait because I was like, oh, if I order this thing again. But I am going to leave the right ones on the description down below with this pick guard too. Yeah, this is all basically that I'm going to be using, and I'm just going to get started on this. All right, so something I didn't explain before I did that whole freaking thing. I'm not going to use a volume pod, a tone pod, or a three-way selector switch. I'm going to use these two switches as my volume and my selector switch. So my original plan was to have just one switch on this guitar, and in the middle position it's going to be off, up is going to be my neck, down is going to be my bridge. But I realized that I won't be able to ground it, so I'm gonna have issues. So I'm gonna have to use another switch for my volume. So it's not gonna really be a volume like, you know, you can actually crank up. It's just gonna be boom, you know, you slam onto your, you just turn it on. Buying this Momentary pack actually came in clutch because I actually got to do the on, off, on. But with this one, it's gonna be like playing like my volume type of thing. So in the middle position is gonna be on, and the up position, you know, it's gonna be like completely off. So it's gonna be off, it's gonna turn on, and in the down position, it's gonna be like a kill switch effect. So what I basically did, like how I showed you guys earlier, I just flattened one out and, you know, clipped it and kept that arc on the other side. So this is gonna be like off, on, and then that's gonna be my momentary like kill switch. So I'm just gonna wire this thing up and show you guys how I'm gonna do this. All right, so what I'm gonna do now first is, this is gonna be the volume one, basically the volume one. So what I'm gonna do is put a little jumper wire from this first pin to the top pin right there like that. That's gonna be my ground. Right on, dude. All right, so we got that jumper wire going from this first pin to this top pin over here. Now I'm gonna grab my wires from my output jack, and I'm gonna grab the output, which is this one, and I'm also gonna put another little jumper wire going from this one, because this one's gonna be going from this center one to this center one on this mini toggle switch right here. Twist those together. We're gonna ground this here. Okay. Now we're gonna grab our pickup selector switch basically, and we're gonna connect this white one right into the center pin right there. Okay, so we got that one right there in the center. Now we're gonna grab another jumper cable, and we're gonna put this with our ground on this side over here, and this is gonna be grounded to our pickups. So we're gonna put this right over here with this red little jumper cable on this side. I mean, you can put it on this side, but there's already too much stuff going on there. I'm just gonna play it safe and put it right over here. Okay. Now, basically grab our pickups, grab the grounds. I'm not gonna use the coil split, but grab these grounds, twist those together. I'm going to twist this in there with it too. This. Now you could have easily just grounded this straight onto this, but I'm doing this so I can have enough. I'll show you guys. I'm gonna solder that in place, and then I'm actually gonna just heat shrink tube that together. I know you guys are probably thinking, what the hell is this guy doing? Is this thing even gonna work? What the fuck? So now that all that's left is the black hot leads from the pickups, which I'm gonna put on these two pins right here. And it doesn't really matter where you put it, because once you put it onto the pick guard, twist it around to make sure your bridge is in the bottom or your neck is in the top, you know. It doesn't really matter whichever way you guys do it right now. Bam. Oh, sorry, I wasn't even explaining as I was going like I usually do. But what we have here is the output going from our output jack, the white wire coming right here to the center pin of the volume switch. And then we have another little jumper cable going from there, twisted that together onto the middle pin on the pickup selector switch. And then we have the ground from the output jack on this top pin, with the jumper cable going to the bottom pin, with another going to the ground of the pickups, the pickup leads on this first pin and on this top third pin over here. Now let's just test it out if this thing actually works. So that'd be pretty damn embarrassing. So if I turn this one up, I should turn it off. Yep. Kill switch. Bridge. The only bad thing about this is that I can't have both of them on. Now, it would have been more ideal to go with something like this, like an on-off switch. Just to go from the bridge to the neck, to the bridge, to the neck. You know, instead of going to the center, just easily just go up and down. All I'm gonna do is put it onto the pickguard and put it on the actual guitar. This is the guitar that I'm going to be putting this into. This is the EVH black and white replica that I made. And I kind of forgot that this thing was all opened up like this. Because I was going to do this on my Fender Strat, but I was like, I didn't want to mess with that. I already took the measurements of where exactly the pickups are going to be sitting. You guys can see the pilot holes that I already made here. But that's where the pickups are going to sit. I already took the measurements and everything. So right now, all I'm going to do is get the pickguard. And this pickguard that I got is the same exact one that I got for this guitar. So, you know, the holes are going to match. And the thing with this one is that there's only 4 holes on this thing. So it's just 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it's going to fit, you know, perfect. Now I just got to figure out where I'm going to have these switches on the pickguard. So for this part, you are going to need one of these little tools. Or you can actually even use your soldering iron. Boom, just poke a hole in there. But I am going to use this thing with my handy dandy Ryobi. I know I make fun of this thing a lot, but it comes in handy. I'm just gonna go for it. So I did it backwards. Kidding. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do here is actually grab a little strip of shield, tape shield, whatever you guys want to call this crud. I'm gonna put a little bit right there in the back. Out of everything in here, I don't have a fucking pair of scissors. I'm just gonna put that right here in the back of this thing here, just to give it some extra protection. So you got no grounding issues. Yeah, it's basically 1/4 of an inch. This is a bigger one, but as you guys can see, it's 1/4 of an inch. I don't know if you guys can see it right there, but it's the same one as that other one. It's just that I didn't want to go too deep with this one, because if you go with this one's a lot bigger than the other one. Okay, so we got that, boom, ready to go. Now what I'm gonna do is set my pickups up in here, and the only last bit of wiring that you guys need to do is the ground from the bridge to any one of these grounds you guys have there. And with this one, I'm gonna have to you know, take this off, put this back in there, feed it through, and resolder this. But if you guys have that big hole, this one doesn't have it, you guys could just put it in. I'm gonna use some foam padding with this one on the bottom, because I'm actually gonna screw this down, because the one with the Telecaster, I was able to, what do you call it, that neck pocket, and it was just able to just all sit in there. With this one, I won't be able to do that. I'm gonna have to screw this down because there's so much space. You could just fill this whole thing up with foam, but I'm not gonna go that route. Okay, we've got those things in there. Now we're just gonna put our switches in here. Oh, actually, I gotta go around this thing. I'm gonna put this one on top. This one's gonna be my pickup selector switch. And I'm actually gonna use one of these things. I'm not gonna use the rubber thing. You could just easily pop that off. So I'm gonna use that as my my little cover thing, so I can tell what the hell the difference is between my pickup selector switch and my, oh, actually, I need to take off this plastic first. I'm just gonna pull this up a little bit, because I'm pretty sure you guys know how annoying this thing is. You guys buy a brand new guitar, it's got this plastic thing on top, and you guys take off the whole thing, and you got just that little bit under there. Ugh, I hate that. I'm not gonna take off the whole thing, I'm just gonna open it up a little bit. Bam. All right, so I got this guitar all stringed up, ready to go. I'm gonna give you guys a quick little demo of how this guitar sounds in a mix, and then I'm gonna give you guys my final thoughts on this modification. All right, so there it is, the secret hidden pickups. Now this modification, I don't know if this has already been done before, but I kind of had the idea of trying to do it myself. And I wanted to show you guys that it's possible. And I wanted to do it in a weird way instead of having the traditional volume or volume and tone. I wanted to do it just so when somebody sees this guitar, they're going to be like, what the hell is going on there? What the hell is that? Like just two little mini switches and there's no pickups on it. But in reality, it does work. So, I'm pretty proud of it. Now, the one thing I do suggest you guys doing is instead of the 3-way, you know, pickup selector switch, I'd say just go for the 2, you know, the on. I think I said on-off, but it's an on switch, just so it's not confusing, you know, because I was getting a little bit confused when I was like, okay, this one's off, and then it kind of turns off in the middle position on this switch too. But I'd say, you know, just do that, and the wiring's the same exact way, you know, it's not anything different. The wiring is exactly the same. So I'd say just do that, and you know, you guys can like really surprise your friends. You guys can surprise anybody. You guys are going like on a tour. You know, people are gonna definitely ask you like, what's going on there? So that's a cool modification that you guys can have, you know, for yourself, like a cool, unique little thing. So highly suggest you guys doing something like this, or even if you guys do have the volume knob, you know, they're gonna be like, what the hell? Like, where's the pickups? It'll be a cool piece to talk about with people. So, you know, I'm that kind of guy. You know, I'm always doing something weird to my guitars. And I really wanted to do this on this guitar, especially because, you know, I got to build this guitar myself, and you know, I'm pretty proud of it. And obviously, with this kind of stuff, it's easily, you know, replaceable. So you guys can just take off these screws, boom, put your old pick guard back with your same pickups that you guys had, and, you know, easy, 1, 2, 3. And, you know, and this guitar is pretty special to me because this was the first build that I did on, actually, no, this is the second build that I did on my channel. The first one was the James Hetfield tribute guitar that I made. I'm really proud of that guitar. I still play it all the time. But this is the first EVH replica that I made on my channel. And you guys give that video a lot of love. So I really highly appreciate you guys for, you know, everything you guys do for me. And it is Thanksgiving, so I really want to thank you guys for all the support and all the love you guys have been leaving me on the comment sections. You know, giving me great ideas like something like this, you know, a lot of other cool stuff I want to do because you guys have been telling me different ideas, and I try to reply to most of them, but I'm really busy doing things with work and like videos, and I try to reply to most of them as much as I can. Being in the spirit of Thanksgiving, I'm always trying to give you guys some information on guitars that don't really have a lot of information out there, or wiring stuff that, you know, a lot of people wouldn't know how to do. So I'm trying to give you guys, you know, something small that I probably know, or even how to paint a guitar that there's been a lot of videos on. You know, I really appreciate you guys, and, you know, thank you for all the support. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you guys find it useful in any way, shape, or form. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because this is all I do on this channel. Guitar reviews, guitar builds, wiring stuff, anything guitar related, that's all I do on this channel. And with that, I'll catch you guys on the next one.